Good morning, everyone. Hope you're doing fine, and welcome back to one more live session with 𝐀𝐝𝐬𝐬𝐢𝐬𝐬𝐻 Academy. This is Anne with you, and as usual, being a Tuesday, today we are going forward with our listening live, right? So I hope that you're practicing your listening module along with the other modules of IELTS, like for example writing and speaking, which you all give a lot of importance, and reading too, right? So listening is also much important when it comes to a band score, because if your listening band comes down, then it will affect your definitely your final band. So you should take care that your listening band is always above 7.58. Okay, so, and you can score that. Being listening is something which, compared to the other three modules, a bit on the easier side, with practice. Okay, so as usual, we are going to take today listening section from any Cambridge test, and last session we had discussed section 3 of section 2 of a Cambridge test. So today we are going to take section 3 of the same test, right? And then we are going to listen to the audio clip first. Along with that, the questions will be on the display in the screen, so you can just solve it. And then after that, once the audio clip gets completed, we will evaluate the answers, so with the justification, like why this answer is such. Before going to the audio clip, let me just give you not a briefing about listening, because I usually give that. I just want to tell something about instructions which come in listening and reading both. In fact, all the modules, writing, reading and listening, come with instructions, right? But reading and listening has got immense amount of them because the question numbers are more, right? So in listening, when you get that reading instructions about, especially about the word count, you should take care of that, because if technically your answers are correct and if you don't follow the word count, you won't be getting the mark, right? So that 1 mark for one correct answer, that is correct spelling mistake, no grammar errors, following the instructions are all included in this, right? If you write the answer correctly and if the spelling mistake is there, still you won't get that 1 mark which you deserve. Okay, so this is something which I want to tell about instructions, especially when there is a specific instruction about how many numbers to be written, how many words to be written. You have to follow that. Okay, so that's it, what I want to share with you. We are going forward with our audio clip. In a couple of seconds, you will hear the audio clip. Listen to it very clearly, and the questions will be on display. Once it is done, we'll come back to the set of questions. The audio clip, please.
You will hear two students called Dan and Jeannie discussing their studies at university. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 26. Now listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 26.
Hi Jeannie, how's it going?
Oh, hello Dan. Pretty well, thanks. Have you managed to get the money for the course yet?
Yes, that's all sorted out now, thanks. It took long enough though. It was practically a year ago that I applied to my local council for a grant, and it took them 6 months to turn me down.
That's really slow.
And I thought I was eligible for government funding, but it seems I was mistaken. So then I asked the boss of the company I used to work for if they would sponsor me, and much to my surprise, he said they'd make a contribution.
But what about college grants and scholarships? There must be some you could apply for.
Yes, there are, but they're all so small that I decided to leave them until I was desperate. And in fact, I didn't need to apply. My parents had been saying that as I already had a job, I ought to support myself through college. But in the end, they took pity on me, so now I've just about got enough.
That's good.
So now I can put a bit of effort into meeting people. Haven't had time so far. Any suggestions?
What about joining some college clubs?
Oh, right. You joined several, didn't you?
Yes, I'm in the drama club. It's our first performance next week, so we're rehearsing frantically, and I've got behind with my work. But it's worth it. I'm hoping to be in the spring production too.
I've never liked acting. Are you doing anything else?
I enjoyed singing when I was at school, so I joined a group when I came to college. I don't think the conductor stretches us enough though, so I'll give up after the next concert. And I also joined the debating society. It's fun, but with all the rehearsing I'm doing, something has to go, and I'm afraid that's the one.
Do you do any sports?
Yes, I'm in one of the hockey teams. I'm not very good, but I'd really miss it if I stopped. I decided to try tennis when I came to college, and I'm finding it pretty tough going. I'm simply not fit enough.
Nor me. I think I'll give that a miss.
I'm hoping it'll help me to build up my stamina, but it'll probably be a long haul.
Good luck.
Thanks.
How are you finding the course?
I wish we had more seminars.
What? I'd have thought we had more than enough already. All those people saying clever things that I could never think of. It's quite interesting, but I wonder if I'm clever enough to be doing this course.
I find it helpful to listen to the other people. I like the way we're exploring the subject and working towards getting insight into it.
How do you get on with your tutor? I don't think I'm on the same wavelength as mine, so I feel I'm not getting anything out of the tutorials. It would be more productive to read a book instead.
Oh, mine's very demanding. She gives me lots of feedback and advice, so I've got much better at writing essays. And she's helping me plan my revision for the end-of-year exams.
Do tell me, I always struggle with revision.
Before you hear the rest of the discussion, you have some time to look at questions 27 to 30. Now listen and answer questions 27 to 30.
Well, the first thing is to find out exactly what's required in the exams.
Would it help to get hold of some past papers?
Yes, they'll help to make it clear.
Right, I'll do that. Then what?
Then you can sort out your revision priorities based on what's most likely to come up. I put these on a card and read them through regularly. But that isn't enough in itself. You also need a timetable to see how you can fit everything in the time available. Then keep it in front of you while you're studying.
I've done that before, but it hasn't helped me.
Maybe you need to do something different every day. So if you break down your revision into small tasks and allocate them to specific days, there's more incentive to tackle them. With big topics, you're more likely to put off starting.
Good idea.
And as I revise each topic, I write a single paragraph about it. Then later I can read it through quickly and it helps fix things in my mind.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I also write answers to questions for the exam practice. It's hard to make myself do it though.
Well, I'll try. Thanks a lot, Jeannie. That's a great help.
No problem.
See you around.
Bye.
That is the end of section 3. You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Okay, so that was audio clip. Okay. അതായിരുന്നു നമ്മുടെ ഓഡിയോ ക്ലിപ്പ് പ്രാവശ്യത്തെ ലിസ്ണിംഗ് എടുത്തേക്കുന്ന സെക്ഷൻ 3 എന്നാണ്. ലൈക്ക് ഐ ടോൾഡ് ഏർലിയർ, ലാസ്റ്റ് വീക്ക് we discussed section 2 of the same test, and this time we are discussing section 3, and listening has got 4 sections: section 1, section 2, section 3 and section 4. Okay, so now on the screen you can see the questions which for which the audio clip we listen to. The questions are from questions 21 to 30 because each section has got 10 questions. It's total 40 questions for listening, right, wherein you get 30 minutes to solve. The test time takes 30 minutes, wherein 10 minutes are given for the PBT people for transferring their answers. CBT gets 2 minutes for revising the same. Just rechecking the same. Okay, so now the questions from 21 to 30 are divided into 4 sections, actually 4 types of questions. You can see 21 to 22 is a multiple choice, multiple answers. Then 23 to 24 again repetition of multiple choice, multiple answers. 26 and 26 are multiple choice, again single answer, and 27 to 30 is a flowchart completion. Okay, so these are the type of questions from 21 to 30. So let's take one by one each question. Now, being a section 3, it was on academic context. Section 1 and section 2 is general context. Section 3 and 4 is academic context, since the test is same for both. Okay, so it was actually a conversation which was happening between two people, right? Two students actually, because being academic context. So we'll take questions 21 and 22, right? Which is, the instruction says choose two letters A to E, right? From A to E you have to choose two answers. That's why it becomes a multiple answer question. The question is, in which two ways is Dan financing his course? So there are two ways, two methods, right, through which Dan will be financing his course. That means he will get the monetary supply for his course. The options are 5. He is receiving money from the government. So whenever you are going to the audio, before going to the audio, you should not go blank. You have got around 20-25 seconds. In that time, you should read the question very properly, right? And you should try to underline a few words or keywords which can help you track the answer very quickly when you listen to the idea. So here, you are looking for two methods through which he is going to receive money for his course, right? So here, first thing maybe it's from the government. So if government or the same word or some governing authorities or some ruling authorities, something or maybe specific government department or something, if you get, then you can know it's the answer, right? If not, then his family. Next is his family. That's a keyword. Family members, right? Be a member of the family or family. The college is going to give him a small grant. So the college, the institution where he's studying will give him a small grant. Local council supporting him for a limited period, right? That is what it says. Former employer, his boss, his former boss, right? His ex-employer is providing partial funding, right? So either it's a government, his family, his college, local council, or his former employer. So either these are the keywords which you can look for when you listen to the audio. Okay, so let's go to the audio script now, because we cannot play the audio again. ഇതാണ് ഓഡിയോൻ്റെ ഓഡിയോ സ്ക്രിപ്റ്റ്. ഓക്കെ, സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്യുന്ന ഗ്രീറ്റിംഗ് വെച്ചാണ് ഫ്രം ഡാൻ. ഹൈ ജീനി, ഹൗ ഇസ് ഇറ്റ് ഗോയിങ്? Jeannie, oh hello Dan, pretty well, thanks. Have you managed to get the money for the course yet? So here it says, she is asking, have you managed to get the money for your course? So we are looking for the mediums through which she will get the money. Appo she is asking, did you get the money for the course? Dan says yes. That means he has got the money. So next he is definitely going to tell through which medium he got it. Yes, that's all sorted out now. Thanks. It took long enough though. It was practically a year ago that I applied to my local council. Now here, local council is one of the options, but you have to be sure that he received the money from them. So he says, I applied to the local council for a grant and it took them 6 months to turn me down. Now turn me down, when you listen to this, turn me down means it was rejected, right? Something which was rejected or which is denied is turned me down. That means they say that no, that they won't grant him the loan. So that means local council is cut out from the options. That is not the correct option from where he got the money. That's very slow. That's what she says. Dan, and I thought I was eligible for government funding. So government funding is another option which is given in your A2. 5 options, right? So I thought I was eligible for government funding, but it seems I was mistaken. I was mistaken means even that didn't work out. So he thought that he could get a government funding, but he was mistaken. He didn't get it. So government funding is cut off from this option. That is not also the option where he got the money. So then I asked the boss of the company. I used to work for it. That means his ex-employer. So that is also one of the options. Next option is, I asked the boss of the company I used to work for if they would sponsor me. And much to my surprise, he said they would make a contribution. So much to his surprise, he said they would make a contribution. That means his boss is going to contribute some money finance him for his course. That means that is one of the option wherein from he got the money. So you listen to the audio. At that time you are sure. Now first, local council and government is rejected. It is not a part of the medium through which he got the money. Because he's telling that he said they will contribute. His boss told. That means the option which we have here is his former employer is providing a partial funding, adondallo. So that will be the first option for you. Okay. Now audio, when you listen to the audio script, we say the questions are in order. Okay, when multiple choice questions comes, the options in the order ചിലപ്പം ഓപ്ഷൻസ് കൊടുത്തേക്കുന്ന ഓർഡർ ചിലപ്പോൾ ഓഡിയോൻ്റെ ഓർഡർ ആവണം നിർബന്ധമില്ല, ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ഓർഡറിലായിരിക്കും. പക്ഷേ ഓപ്ഷൻസ് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഓർഡറിലാവണം നിർബന്ധമില്ല. സോ അപ്പം ഇവിടെ ഇട്ടേക്കുന്ന ഓപ്ഷൻസ് ദ ഫസ്റ്റ് ഓപ്ഷൻ നമുക്ക് കിട്ടിയേക്കുന്ന ഓഡിയോയിൽ പറഞ്ഞ ആദ്യത്തെ കാര്യം ഇവിടുത്തെ ലാസ്റ്റ് ഓപ്ഷനാണ്. ഓക്കെ, സോ ഓപ്ഷൻസ് ഓർഡർ ആവണം നിർബന്ധമില്ല, ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് എപ്പോഴും ഓർഡറിലായിരിക്കും ആസ് പെർ ദ ഓഡിയോ ക്ലിപ്പ്. ഓക്കെ, സോ എ ഫോമർ എംപ്ലോയർ ഇസ് പ്രൊവൈഡിങ് പാർഷ്യൽ ഫണ്ടിങ്, ദാറ്റ് വിൽ ബി യുവർ ഫസ്റ്റ് കറക്റ്റ് answer. But we have to select two, which the question says in which two ways ആണ്. അപ്പോൾ രണ്ട് ഓപ്ഷൻസ് ഉണ്ട്, രണ്ട് ഓപ്ഷൻ സെലക്ട് ചെയ്യണം, റൈറ്റ്? സോ വി വിൽ ഗോ ടു ദ ഫർദർ പാർട്ട് ഓഫ് ദ ഓഡിയോ. അപ്പോൾ ഒരു ആൻസർ കിട്ടി. നെക്സ്റ്റ്, ബട്ട് വാട്ട് അബൌട്ട് കോളേജ് ഗ്രാൻസ് ആൻഡ് സ്കോളർഷിപ്സ്? ഓക്കെ, Jeannie asked, there must be some you could apply for. Yes, there are, but they are all so small that I decided to leave them until I was desperate. So that means we had an option called college. The college will grant him, but then he says that there are options, but they are very small. The amount is very small. So what he did, he decided to not go for them with forward, just left them. Okay, until I was desperate. Then he says, and in fact, I didn't need to apply. And then there was another reason why he did not apply. My parents had been saying that as my parents. Now, which is this? Family. Parents is his family, right? And we have an option where it is told that his family members contributed. So parents falls in his family. So let's see if they gave him. My parents had been saying that as I already had a job, I ought to support myself through college. Beginning of the audio says that since you have a job, you need to support yourself, right? Through your college. That means through your college you can get the grant. But, now but is a linker. But is something which says that, which makes the previous statement invalid. When you say but or however or something like that, the previous statement becomes invalid and the coming statement becomes valid. So even though his parents told that he has to support himself, he has a job, so he has to get the support from the college so that he can support himself, but in the end they took pity on me, so now I have just about got enough. So they took pity on me means they gave him the financial assistance, right? Now I have just about got enough. That means he has got enough money to go forward with his course, right? That means his college did not support him. His family, parents being a family member of the family, they are the people who gave him the financial grant. So you have got an option here which says his family are willing to help him. That is option B, right? So in which two ways Dan got the finance from his course? His family and his former employer. Rest all of them, government, local council and college, becomes invalid because specifically in the audio they say he did not get any grant from them due to various reasons. Okay, but that is the answer for the first question, 21 and 22, right? Next is a repetition again, multiple answers, questions 23 and 24. Choose two letters from A to E. Which again it's two reasons. Two reasons. Which two reasons does Jeannie give to for deciding to leave some college clubs? Now she is giving two reasons why she decides to leave what? College clubs. Okay, maybe she doesn't want to be a member of that college club anymore, so she is leaving the membership or she is not going to be a part of that, and for that she gives two reasons why she is leaving. First option, she is not sufficiently challenged, right? Sufficiently challenged means it is not testing her limits. Fine. Challenge means when your limits are tested, right? The activity interferes with her studies, so somewhere an interruption is there. These activities are actually interrupting her studies. That is second option. She does not have enough time. She doesn't have time. Simple. The activity is too demanding physically. She has to put a lot of physical exertion for this activity. That's why she's getting tired. She does not think she is any good at the activity, and she herself is thinking that she is not competent enough for the activity. ഈ 5 കാരണങ്ങളാണ് ഇതിനകത്ത് two reasons ആണ് why she left that college club. Okay, so let's go to the audio script which says, we read till here about Dan's financing. Next, Jeannie, that's good. So that part gets finished, right? Done. So now I can put a bit of effort into meeting people. I haven't had time so far. Any suggestions? Right? So he says that now I can put a bit of effort. Now the financing part is done, so he's telling now I have time to meet people. Do you have any suggestions? At that point she says, what about joining some college clubs? Okay, so here comes a part where we are discussing about the college clubs. We are going to see reasons why Jeannie left. But here she's suggesting him that you can join some college clubs. Oh right, you joined several, didn't you? You joined several, didn't you? Then she says, yes, I am in the drama club. So that is the first club she says, I am in the drama club. It's our first performance next week, so we are rehearsing frantically. I have got behind with my work, but it's worth it. I'm hoping to be in the spring production too. So she says now these are all distractors, but there is some message in these all part of the audio. She says that she is a part of the drama club. She is rehearsing frantically, means without any lot of excitement and without any break, and because of that her work is going behind, but still she is going in it and hoping to be a part of spring production. I have never liked acting. Dan says, are you doing anything else? So one club is already told, drama club, and we are looking for reasons why she left the other clubs, right? I enjoyed singing, she says, when I was at school. So I joined a group when I came to college. So that means she also joined the singing club. Club means a group of people who come together for one purpose. So yes, singing club. So when I came to the college, I don't think the conductor stretches us enough. Conductor means a person who conducts that singing club, who takes the initiative, maybe the leader. So she says, I don't think the conductor stretches us enough. Now this is actually a language which they say stretches us enough. That means stretching means expanding, right? That means when your limit is expanded, when your capabilities are being tested, right? So that's what she says. Though so I will give up after the next concert. That means she is going to give up that club, right? And so this is one reason she says she is going to, even though she is a part of it now, though so I will give up after next concert. So by the next concert she is planning to leave, and the reason why she gives is that the person who conducts that club doesn't stretch us enough. That means they are not actually testing our limits, they are not testing our capabilities. Now that testing our stretches means they don't let us go forward, right? So like when you stretch a rubber band, you pull it, right? You try to pull the limit of the rubber band, how much you can pull, right? Similarly, so when you comprehend this much, if you go to the options, you can see one option there which says one of the two reasons, she is not sufficiently challenged. Now when I saw challenge means it is testing your abilities, right? That is what the definition of challenging is. When your capabilities and abilities are tested, you are being challenged. So this is one of the reasons why he is leaving it, because the conductor is not trying to stretch their capabilities. So this is the first reason why she is leaving that club, that is the singing club. Because specifically they are leaving some clubs. So she is a part of dance club, she is a part of singing club she is leaving, right? Fine. So that is the answer for the first option why she is leaving. First reason. Next. Okay, and I also joined the debating society. The next one, society again is a group of people who come together for maybe for a purpose, right? So she was a part of the debating society. It's fun, but with all the rehearsing I am doing, something has to go, and I am afraid that's the one. So she is a part of drama, she is a part of singing, she is a part of debating. Now she is rehearsing for her dance drama club. She already told, it's mentioned there, she is rehearsing frantically, right? That means she doesn't have time, but she is rehearsing it. So for this one, debating club, she is telling something has to go. That means this is going. With the amount of rehearsing she is going for drama, this one is going to go with all the rehearsing I am doing. That means specifically she is telling that she doesn't have too much time to perform these things, right? And I'm afraid that's the one which one, debating society is the one, right? So here you can see one options. If you compare this information with the options which are given to you, You can see the activity interferes with her studies, specifically not given, right? The activity is too demanding physically, not given. She does not think she is any good at the activity, not given. Okay. However, she does not have enough time, that is mentioned over here, right? She does not have enough time because she is doing too much of rehearsing. Okay. So that is something she will not leave. Rehearsing she is doing. She is a part of drama club. Since because of rehearsing she is not getting time for debating club, so she is leaving that. So the option for that one will be she doesn't have enough time. Okay. So that is the correct answer, which is C. Fine. So that will be the two reasons. They are asking for two reasons only. Those are the two reasons why she is leaving that singing club and debate club. Okay, so that completes the answer for 23 and 24. Okay, next comes 25 and 26, which is again multiple choice, but this is single answer, right? Because they specifically say choose any one, A, B or C, right? So multiple choice are the most common questions in listening. Multiple choice, note completion are the most common questions, so you should be aware of the requirements for the same. Now, first question for first multiple choice single answer is, what does Dan say about the seminars on the course? So he says something, this guy says something about the seminars on what? On the course. Okay, what does he say? The options are, the other students do not give him a chance to speak. The seminars make him feel inferior to the other students. So here he is not getting enough chance. Opportunity, lack of opportunity you can say. Okay. Enough opportunity is not there. Not. Seminars make him feel inferior to other students. That means he feels behind or low, right, in grade. The preparation for seminars takes too much time, time consuming. Okay. So what does Dan say about the seminars on the course? So let's see what is he saying. Till here. Next question Dan is asking, do you do any sports? Yes, she says, I am in one of the hockey teams. I am not very good, but I would really miss if I stopped. I decided to try tennis when I came to college, and I am finding it pretty tough going. I am simply not fit enough. Nor me. I think I'll give that a miss. Then she says, I am hoping I'll help me to build up my stamina, but I'll probably have a long haul. Dan says, good luck. Thanks. These are distractors. This much time is a breather for you. If you have missed out any answers, if you want to write something without losing the focus on the audio, you can do that, right? It's a breather. Because connect from this part to this part, there's nothing you have to answer. Because the next is, the question itself says about seminars, and they're discussing about sports. About sports, there is nothing. So you can see, how are you finding the course? I wish we had more seminars. So this is the answer. Dan is asking, how are you finding the course? Jeannie says, I wish we had more seminars. Dan, what? I would have thought we had more than enough already. All those people saying clever things that I could never think of. It's quite interesting. But I wonder if I am clever enough to be doing this course. So here, now she says that something, what I would have thought we had more. So already, all those people saying clever things that I could never think of. It's quite interesting. But I wonder if I'm clever enough. So he himself has a thought that he is not clever enough compared to the other people to be doing this course. Whatever course he is doing, he still has got a doubt in himself. Maybe some complex which says that he is not clever enough for this course. That means we have got an option here which says, why Dan says about the seminars, he says, there's one thing which says, the seminars make him feel inferior to the other students. Inferior to the other students means he is not. Somewhere he knows his shortcoming, he feels that he is not that as capable as them. So that is the correct option which says he is not clever enough. That's why the correct option will be B. Okay. Okay, next question. What does Jeannie say about the tutorials on the course? What does she say about the tutorials on the course? They are first option, they are an inefficient way of providing guidance. They are more challenging than she had expected. They are helping her to develop her study skills. So they are inefficient way. They are not good enough providing guidance. They are more challenging than she had expected. It is actually better and she's challenging her limits. They are helping her to develop her study skills. They are also helping her to develop her study skills, either of them, right? About the tutorials on the course. This is about the tutorials, right? Next part of the audio, which says what? Okay, this one we had finished. How do you get on with a tutor, right? Okay, I find it help, but I wonder if I'm clever enough. That is done during this course. Jeannie says, I find it helpful to listen to the other people. I like the way we are exploring the subject and working towards getting insight into it. She says that about a line about seminars. Then Dan says, how do you get on with your tutor? This is where the tutorial thing comes. Tutor, I don't think I'm on the same wavelength as mine. That means he is not able to follow with what the tutor is teaching or telling him. So I feel I'm not getting anything out of the tutorials. For him, it is not beneficial, he's telling. It would be more productive to read a book instead. For him, he finds reading a book more interesting instead. She says, Jeannie, oh, mine is very demanding. That means it is very actually challenging. She gives me a lot of feedback and advice. So I have got much better at writing essays. And she is helping me plan my revision for the end of year exams. Okay. So mine is very demanding. That means she is actually giving her a lot of work. She gives me a lot of feedback and advice. So I have got much better at writing essays, right? She's improved in writing essays. She's helping me plan my revision. She's helping with her revisions at the end of it. Two things are developed in her. So when you look at the options, you can see there is something which says inefficient way of providing guidance, not at all, because she beginning stage is very demanding. They are more challenging than she expected. It is not more than her expectation, right? But then they are helping her to develop her study skills. That is something which is proper because it is helping her essay writing and her revision, right? That's why that will be the correct option. They are helping her to develop her study skills. Okay, so that is the option for that. So that completes the multiple choice, multiple answers and single answers from question number 21 to 26. Okay, next set of question is a flowchart. Flowchart is a question which we have also in our reading also. Similarly, in listening also we have got completing the flowcharts, right? Look at the instructions. Choose not more than 2 words and or a number. So either you can write your answers in 2 words, okay, and a number, or you can just write 2 words, okay, or you can just write only a number also. So these are the options which you have to write your answers in the boxes. Now this is a flowchart, same like you have been given a flowchart. The title is advice on exam preparation. So what are the advices which have been given for advice for exam preparation is what presented in the form of a flowchart. You have got around 6-7 boxes and you have got 4 blanks which has to be filled. First and second box is filled for you. It says make sure you know the exam requirements. Then find some past papers. 2 things are already given. 2 requirements, advices. Third advice says work out your dash for revision and write them on a card. So something you have to work out on your dash. This is required for the revision, and at the same time you write them on a card. So this is something which you can take as your keyword. Write them on a card. Whatever you are working out or improving for your revision, that you have to write them on a card. What it is, let's see. We'll go to the audio script which starts about, okay, do tell me I always struggle with revision. So this one says advice on exam preparation. Exam preparation is a kind of revision, is a part of exam preparation. So let's see what they say. Yeah, Jeannie, well, the first thing is to find out exactly what's required in the exams, which is already given in the flowchart. Would it help to get hold of some past papers? That is also given in the flowchart, right? Yes, they will help to make it clear. Right, I'll do that. Then what? Next step, right? Then you can sort out your revision priorities based on what's most likely to come up. I put these on a card, right? I put these on a card and read them through regularly. Put these on a card whatever, sort out your, that means you sort out your revision priorities based on what's more likely to come, and then you put these on a card. Here you can see in the flowchart, you can see, it's mentioned, make work out, sort out, okay, sort out what your priorities for revision, what is going to come, write them on a card. So that things you're writing on a card. So the answer for this is priorities. Sort out is a synonymous word for workout. That's why I had written here, okay. Priorities is the answer. Work out your priorities for revision and write them on a card. That is the answer for 27th blank. Next comes, what is the next step then? After that what? But that isn't enough, Jeannie says. You also need a timetable to see how you can fit in everything in the timetable. Then, then keep it in front of you while you are studying. So, you need to have a timetable. So, next step is preparing maybe a timetable. So, it says here, make a what? Make a timetable. Right? And keep it in your view. That means you need to go through them as the time progresses. That is the next step. Next, divide revision into dash for each day. So how do you divide your revision? Okay, you bifurcate the divisions into what for each day. That is for one single day, right? 24 hours. What it says, then keep it in front of you. I have done that before, Dan says, but that hasn't helped me. But it hasn't helped me. Jeannie, maybe you need to do something different every day now. So if you break down your revision into small tasks and allocate them to specific days, there's more incentive to tackle them. With big topics, you are more likely to put off starting. So it says that you have to cite something every day, right? Every 24 hours, you have to try something different. So what you do, so if you break down your revision, you divide your revision, yeah? You divide your revisions, breakdown means divide revision into small tasks, right? So what you have to do here, you have to divide revision into small tasks. You have a choice of writing 2 words. So you can write small tasks. Divide into small tasks for each day, right? That is the 29th blank. 30, the last one, what you have to do, write 1 dash about each topic. Write 1 dash about each topic. What about each topic, right? So you can go to the script and you can see towards the end she says, allocate them to specific days is more incentive. Write big topics you are more likely to put off starting. So write big topics you are telling, right? She's telling. But then how? Good idea. Jeannie says, as I revise each topic, I write a single paragraph about it. About what? About each topic. About each topic, she writes a single paragraph. A single paragraph, that is one single paragraph about what each topic. Then I later can read it through quickly and it helps fix things in my mind. So here you can see the flowchart says, write 1, which is a synonymous to a apple is 1 apple. So it's 1, write 1 what? Write 1 single, after that they say here, write 1 single paragraph, right? Single paragraph about it. So you can write here, write 1 single paragraph. About each topic. Okay, practice writing some exam answers as the last step. So that completes the options, and then towards the end our conversation end cheyyunnu. That's brilliant. Jeannie, I also write answers to questions to exam practice. It's hard to make myself do it though. That's the last flowchart and last point, right? Dan, well, I'll try. Thanks a lot, Jeannie. That's a great help. No problem. See you around, Jeannie. Bye. So that's where the conversation ends, giving advice for your exam preparations, how you have to divide your revisions and how you have to do the things. So that completes at 4 blanks which are given in the flowchart. Flowchart, always take care of the title, whatever the title is there, because that on the title that will be mentioned in the audio, and basis of that you will complete the steps. Okay, whatever steps have been given, mark them round. So നമുക്ക് ആ particular സ്റ്റെപ്പിൻ്റെ എന്തെങ്കിലും കീവേഡ് ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ടാണ് നമ്മുടെ നെക്സ്റ്റ് സ്റ്റെപ്പ് നമുക്കറിയാം. ബീങ് എ ഫ്ലോ ചാർട്ട്, ഇറ്റ്സ് സ്റ്റെപ്പ് ബൈ സ്റ്റെപ്പ് ഇൻഫർമേഷൻ, റൈറ്റ്. സോ അപ്പോൾ ആ കീവേഡ്സ് മാർക്ക് ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് സോർട്ട് ഔട്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ കുറച്ചും കൂടി ഈസി ആയിരിക്കും. ഫൈൻ. Okay, so this was today's listening session, which we have completed questions 21 to 30, 3 different types of questions. Okay, so I think we will end it here today. We will connect next week with another section, right? Maybe the section 4 of this test, right? And continue with the next set of questions. Okay, till then keep practicing, keep yourself safe, and have